Hey, this is Dwayne Bender 365 Live. Dwayne Bender 365 Live, the word to winning solution. And this is 317 of 365 Live. And just wanted to um, tell this quick story. I think it's going to help us as we go into 2020. And just to throw out a few kind of concepts is one of the concepts, nobody makes it alone. And there is power in connection. There's power in connections. And nobody makes it alone. And this is the deal. Um, I've been on Facebook for a while, but I've been intentional for this last year by doing these lives, right? But even before I was doing the lives, I got called to do a speaking engagement at the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond. Now we know that's big time, the Federal Reserve, and they were having this big program, different departments. I mean, the whole nine. It was awesome. So I got a call from the Federal Reserve to come and do a training, a speaking engagement over there. And I talked to a couple of ladies. I had to go through a couple of layers, got everything worked out. The fees were great. The location was great. The time was great. Everything was great from my end. And from their end, it was a great presentation. I gave them the things they needed for the employees to go. I think I did. My presentation was everyone communicates, few connect. That's got to do with leaders sometimes. And that's good for everybody, right? A lot of times, we're talking to people, we're saying things to people, we're not connecting. And I'm hoping that I'm connecting with you through these lives. But so they called me. I did the speaking engagement. Everything went great. Everything went good. Great reviews, great testimonies, the whole nine. And then after it was all over, I called back and I asked the lady, I said, how did you find me? How did you know about me? And that's one of the things I try to do so that I can re-engineer sometimes speaking engagements, dealing with how they got to me, how people contact me, the whole nine. That's part of marketing. I guess that's kind of off to the side, but I do check back many times and say, how did you hear about me? How did you find me? And where did you locate me, etc. So she said that one of the vice presidents called down and said, hey, invite this guy to speak to the the group, the division that when we're having this program. And I said, well, how did she find me? She said she saw you on Facebook. She said she saw me on Facebook. So this is what I've learned. I knew it, but this is what I'm learning. Confirmation. And this hopefully this will help us in 2020 get to that next level because no one makes it alone. And the power of connections is really, really get you there. I've never made it anywhere I've ever gotten anywhere is because someone helped me. I put in the effort doing the things I needed to do, but there was always someone that helped me get to that next level. And this is what the thing is. You never know who's looking at you. You never know who's following you. You never know who's observing you on Facebook, off Facebook, at your job, um, at church, in the community, in the grocery store. I've run into some big time connections in the grocery store. I remember I ran into one of the gentlemen that was with the Department of Education at the carpool. I didn't know who he was. We started talking and talking about Virginia Tech. The whole nine we connected, and that worked itself out. But he was like the Secretary of Education for the state of Virginia. I didn't know who he was. What if I was acting a fool, acting a jack, cussing at people, acting stupid, wasn't being courteous the whole nine? I wouldn't have made that connection. And that was at the carpool. And the story in terms of speaking engagement that was from Facebook. So this is the thing, right? While we're on Facebook, be cognizant that your next promotion for your job, it can come from Facebook. Your next contract for your business, it can come from Facebook. Either one of those things can happen on Facebook, or either one of those things can happen in a grocery store. Any one of those things can happen at church. Any one of those things can happen while you're on a plane, while you're in an airport. Just be cognizant of, and I hate to use this term because it reminds me of a childish, but it's not being childish. Like, be on your best behavior at all times because you never know who's watching you. You never know who's observing you. And you never know if that person is the key to your next level in your life. And I just wanted to share that with us as we go through this holiday season. I've been talking about being kind. I've been talking about helping people. And now as we get ready for 2020, those concepts of kindness, helping people, just being your best, on your best behavior, just being a good person at all times because you never know who's watching you and you never know where that next connection may come from. And I'm telling you, the power of connection that's the accelerator that a lot of people miss because sometimes you probably miss the opportunity or miss getting to your next level because someone have observed you who you didn't know was observing you or was watching you. And because of something you've done or something, how you carried yourself, it may have kept you from getting to your next level. So I just want to share that with you as we go into 2020, how we're going to get to our next level, how we're going to get there fast, how we're going to accelerate. I believe that if you carry yourself with dignity, carry yourself with honor, carry yourself with respect, you will get that. But also that's going to attract the people to you that has dignity, that have honor, and have respect. And those people may be the people that can get you to your next level in your career or your business, just like out of nowhere from Facebook. I was called to one of my most prestigious speaking engagements at the Federal Reserve of Richmond. And this is key. And this is key, right? Once it broke through, that's another thing. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I want to stay on this one level. Once it broke through, I've been called to this Federal Reserve at least 3 more times after I broke through that level. Okay, so if you can break through a level, you can always get there on the next time. But the key is this: be on your best behavior, mind your P's and Q's. I don't even know what that means, but I think it's go with it, right? Mind your P's and Q's. You never know who's watching you. You never know who's observing you, no matter where you're at. Remember, I was at the car wash, met the Secretary of Education for the state of Virginia. That was connection happening with my speaking business. I was on on Facebook. Lady called me from the Federal Reserve because she saw me on Facebook. You just never know who's watching, who's observing, who's there to help. But you can blow it if you don't carry yourself appropriately. So this is Dwayne Bennett, 365 Live. I think it's 316 or 365 Live, the Worry to Winning Solution. And I'll see you on the other side.